Smurfing in Overwatch 2. There's a big problem with it right now. What exactly is happening and why is it such a problem? Why does it seem like there's a lot more Smurfs right now than there ever has been in Overwatch before? What can you do about it in order to try to avoid them? Does Blizzard even know what's going on? Is there a system in place for this? Let's get right into this video where we answer all those questions and more. Hi, Visor. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 62 kills right now. Is that good? So, smurfing. What exactly does that mean? Smurfing is the process where little blue men... No. Typically, smurfing is whenever somebody who's a much higher rank uses a second account and they use this second account to rank up an additional time in order to do it with their friends or just to get good clips. But either way, it's someone at a very high skill level playing on a lower account that doesn't quite match what their skill level is. And I'm sure you can think of a few problems that would lead to trying to make very competitive and good, fair, balanced matches. Quick example, just to make it super clear. We got two teams. They're both platinum on each side, except for one guy on this Smurf account is secretly a Masters player. So one team is going to have a massive advantage, which is not what the matchmaker looks at. Blizzard has said the matchmaker only looks at two things. It looks at what is the skill rating of the lobby and did you win or lose. So if that's really true, they have a Smurf on their team. It's not really you losing to a platinum player. Unfortunately, the matchmaker will read it as such, but you're going to go down in rank either way, and it's not your fault.
Healer stand alive.
Oh, our tank dies. I'll get their tank.
Now that we got that.
I can kill the tank. I got their tank.
Dude, all right,
more dead. Yeah, we can win. I'm diving widow.
Very nice. I couldn't get her.
Diving.
I set you up.
Got her.
I love that.
Now Hanzo.
Oh, come on. Assert dominance.
I'm better. Come here.
I'm a cheeseburger. So can anything be done in order to try to avoid them? And does Blizzard know about any of this? Are there any systems in place? What are they going to do? Both of those questions kind of relate. For one, no, it's really hard to detect those things and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. It really sucks. I hope that there's something you can do about it in the future, but as of now, they are in every single rank. It doesn't matter if you're silver, bronze, or grandmaster top 500. I mean, they're in every single rank. There's nothing you can do about it. But that brings me to my next point. Blizzard has recently implemented a system to catch all of them and fast. Let's get into that. For one, like I talked about in my last video, they have recently reset MMR across everyone that plays the game. That did a lot of things to ranks, but for one, if someone makes a new account, I mean, they are shooting up instantly. In their most recent blog post, they say that every single person starts at 0 MMR and in bronze 5. So no matter what, the matchmaker does have to learn about them, especially if it's on a new account or a returning player. Returning players are way worse than they used to be or much better than they ever were, and the matchmaker needs to adjust for it. And a lot of times, which is the big problem, these accounts are just being given to other people from someone who just doesn't play the game anymore, or being sold or obtained by someone who just still does. And that's where the big problem lies. But thanks to this MMR reset, the matchmaker is really good at detecting it. It's actually the best Smurf detection system I've ever seen in a competitive game. It used to be a big thing for like a lot of top 500 players to do an unranked account all the way up to top 500 and like broadcast the process and everything. But now that's like a thing of the past. If you're really, really good, these new accounts that haven't been used for a while or a fresh account you might have just made, the matchmaker is able to determine your skill after like 2 or 3 cards. There was some pro, I forget exactly who it was, that was trying to do this again, trying to get the unranked to top 500, and he obtained it in 3 hours. 3 hours. Although I'm unsure if that's top 500 or just GM1. Either way, that's insane. So should you make another account and try to rank up to a new height you've never reached before? Let's talk about that in just 1 second. Don't just throw away your account yet. I want to touch on this real quick. No matter what, even with all these amazing systems in place, you're going to encounter them and you're going to have to deal with it here and there. No system is perfect. No one can know right away based on the movement in the game. You know what I mean? There's nothing like that available. So it's going to take time to get them to the proper rank. And until then, you just have to deal with them. And everybody does. You're not the only person, nor am I. But over time, hopefully it gets better and better because of new implementations like this. I'm sure themselves and other developers are going to further this even more. But it is very frustrating. I understand. Just know you're not alone.
I'm nano, go. Break first. Dead. Now toward. Down. Mercy. Oh my God. Bye-bye.
Trees are a figment of your imagination. So if you seem to be stuck somewhere at some rank, maybe like Platinum 1, should you make another account just to try to get to Diamond or something higher? You know, reach that new peak? Well, although that sounds like a good idea, it might not actually be a good idea once you play on the account enough. That's the incredible thing about this matchmaking system. It's not really about the peak that you reach. It's more about overall, where do you belong? The more you play on it, the more it learns about you. Although the old system was trying to build more and more and more to reach that new peak, this one's not really about that. It's about play on it a lot. It'll move you up, it'll move you down until it finds that nice middle ground for you where you don't really seem to move much, which is how a lot of these old accounts can get screwed in elo hell, of course. So hopefully you get out of that. But I think if you belong somewhere, no matter what, with this new matchmaking system, it'll eventually get you there. So if you really are platinum in skill and you reach diamond, after a few more cards, it might just bump you back down to platinum because you might not belong in there. And that's okay. Everybody gets better over time. Not only all these things, you're also losing all of your gold guns if you have any, all of your skins you might have spent money on or gotten Overwatch 1. It's just not a good idea. Although don't let it stop you. It's always a good idea to have more than one account, but don't go crazy. Just because you make a new account and reach a higher skill doesn't mean you belong there. In my opinion, now more than ever, it really matters how many cards that person has had in that particular rank. But not only that, it also matters what rank they are right now. In my opinion, the peak really doesn't matter. It's where you're going up and then down, up and then down. I mean, nobody's getting top number 1 spot and holding it forever. Well, I guess some people are, but does that make sense? Those top 500 players don't always stay at number 1. They're still going up, down there. It just depends. So for myself, I'm at like a Masters 4, Masters 3 tank. I'm doing that. I keep on having good cards and then a bad card, good card and then a bad card. So I'm kind of bouncing between there. That's where I believe my skill level is. I don't know, maybe over time I can get better. I don't know. That's the point. Not, this is my all-time high. I hope that makes sense to you. So don't just abandon your old account just like that. There's still hope for you. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you reach your all-time new high, but don't get carried away. If you want to watch me while I'm live, I go live almost every night on TikTok and Twitch. Link in the description. Hope you have a good rest of your day. See you soon. Also, check out one of these videos now. The algorithm thinks you'll really like it.